Okay, so now we're going to do these impurities of the body meditation. It's also inclusive of few of the reflections. I'm subject to aging, aging is unavoidable. I'm subject to death, death is unavoidable. Or I'm subject to decay, decay is unavoidable. I'm subject to death, death is unavoidable. And we also get to reflect, we are subject to be separated from all this dear and appealing. So all the parts of the body growing and falling, what is dear and attached to us, they fall off all the time. Okay, so now we're going to visualize all the hairs of the head, hairs of the body. And we are going to wish it well and happy. So that's the middle path. Apply right thought. So think of the image of the hairs. Every patch of hair, wish them well and happy. New patch of hair, wish them well and happy. Because if we do not wish right thought, then the mind will naturally come up with other kind of dramatization. You think of the hair. If the hair is beautiful, then you'll be thinking, oh, okay, I like my hair. Who likes my hairstyle? What kind of salon I like? And stuff like that. So you start to over-imagine. So that's clinging and becoming. Birth and death of new dramas. And if you don't like the hair is so ugly, then you start to think, maybe I should shave my hair botak lah. Aversion and whatever it is. And you have all kinds of stories. Okay, so now we're going to think of the middle path. New patch of hair, well and happy. New patch of hair, well and happy. So the labeling is important. We do go and mention my inside or the I word. Once you say my hair, then becomes ego and attachment really. So we're trying to let go. So it's we wish the hair is well and happy. And every time we think of a new area, wish the hair is well and happy. And we can also check the craving level. Are we getting more agitation and tension, or are we getting calmer? Okay, if you find your mind relatively calm and you see how far can the mind settle down, so you find the rate of settling like very negligible, then you cannot settle any further, then we call this the stability point. So actually any meditation object, if you apply this loving kindness, can reach this stability point. So it doesn't matter it's the breath, or now think of the hairs, so you reach this stability point. So this is the minimum requirement for to do insight, do some insight meditation. Once the mind is this baseline calm, then the mind is maybe more receptive to impermanence. If the mind is all over the place or still very affected, unbalanced, you tell the mind impermanence, cannot accept. Think of the hair, birth and death, then you think, my hair grow already, must dye my hair or go for a hair treatment center. Start to worry. Okay, so we think of the birth, aging, sickness and death of the hair. All the hairs go through birth, aging, sickness, death, and we think of the hairs growing and falling, many, many cycles. So the whole idea is don't have to be too fast or too slow. You kind of fast forward at your own comfort. The whole idea is to able to see arising and passing. So as we loop this cycle, or the more we loop this cycle, we should observe the sense of self or selfishness, this attachment and clinging. Is it increasing or decreasing? So this reflection of impermanence is also part of right thought. To overcome greed and attachment. And is also in line with right mindfulness. Mindfulness of the impurities of the body. You have to observe how this body arise and pass away. So in this case, the hairs, how it arise and pass away. And then you can see how far can the mind detach. And regardless of what happened, keep reflecting on impermanence. So this visualization can be a bit tricky. If you start to over-imagine or over-dramatize, just keep coming back to the looping, just birth and deaths of the hair. Don't have to think of what kind of shampoo you use, what kind of conditioner. So in theory, if a person were to just do this step, one method only can reach the end goal, like this Venerable Arhan Sivali. And a lot depends on the spiritual faculties of an individual, how much faith does one have, or how much confidence does one have in the path, and how much energy one has, how much effort one puts into practice. It's like rowing the boat. Some people claim they can sit for many hours, then they don't achieve anything, because they don't row the boat and just sit on the boat and let the currents pull them all over the place, and they rely on the external conditions, on the currents to come down. Then they'll tell you, you must sit for many hours, then the mind can come down. So they don't even bother to row the boat. So that is the effort part. And the third faculty is mindfulness. Mindfulness is basically mindful of impermanence. And the fourth faculty is this concentration. And the fifth faculty is wisdom. So everybody has different levels of these faculties. So the rate of progress will be kind of different for everybody. Okay, then we can ask ourselves, are these hairs truly self? Can we tell the hairs not to go through birth and death? And next we can think of the nails, fingernails and toenails. May they be well and happy. And if our mind is quite calm, then we can think of the impermanence of all the nails. So the nails go through birth, aging, sickness and passing away. So you can keep on thinking of the nails growing and falling, many cycles. And as we keep looping this process, we can observe this sense of self or this ego. Is it increasing or decreasing? So what we are doing is not training the nails, we are actually training to let go of the 5 clinging aggregates. So the 5 aggregates is what we use to perceive the whole world. So whatever we visualize is also using this 5 aggregates program. So the first aggregate is called form. So form is the 4 elements. So when we generate the thought of thinking, the nails, how it grow and fall off, what kind of sensations, what kind of elemental sensations go to this mind door? So that is the form, and you have the feeling. If you see the image, the nails in their growing phase, what kind of feelings? When they get longer, what kind of feelings? And when they sort of being cut off or wear and tear, what kind of feelings? And next is perception. Perception is basically based on past memories, memories of whatever you learned or experiences, and the mind will try to make sense of that image. So when you sort of come up with this image of the nails, how does the nails look like? Is it exactly like our own nails, or it looks like someone else's nails? Do we even have photographic memory? That's all the terms and jargons we use. This is called long nails, short nails, young or old nails. All these are perception. What kind of colors and stuff like that, all these are perception. Okay, then the 4th aggregate is this mental formations. Every time we generate a new image, so that is a new formation. And lastly, we have the 5th aggregate called consciousness. Consciousness is the attention or the awareness. So when we visualize, we are using the mind door consciousness. So we are not seeing with our eyes are closed. So everything is imagination and visualizations. So we are supposed to see the impermanent nature of the 5 aggregates. You can just pick one at a time if you can't multitask and do all 5. But there are 5 in one. All 5 will appear together. So we get to first understand the 5 aggregates well before we sort of delve into dependent origination. So 5 aggregates is like the fundamental package. So in this visualization case, the mindfulness of the body, the so-called evidence, the anchor, the rod that ties the wild animal is actually the body part, which is the nails. So the birth and death of the nails, so that's the anchor. Once you're not thinking of or not visualizing the birth and death of nails, means it's drifting off, daydreaming, drift off somewhere else. Okay, then we can ask ourselves, are these nails truly self? Can we tell the nails not to go through birth and death? And next we can think of the teeth, all the teeth inside the mouth, may they be well and happy. All the upper rows of teeth and lower rows of teeth, may they be well and happy. And all these teeth go through birth, aging, sickness and passing away. So you think of the teeth growing and falling, many, many cycles. Even though the teeth fall off the most twice, we just keep repeating. This is just a mental detachment exercise. And as we keep looping this process, we can observe the sense of self. Is it increasing or decreasing? And at the sidelines we can reflect on the impermanence or observe the impermanence of the 5 aggregates. And then we can ask ourselves, are these teeth truly self? Can we tell the teeth not to go through this birth and death? And next up we have the skin that surrounds the entire body. We are going to wish all the skin well and happy. Every patch of skin, may they be well and happy. Then we can think that all this skin are subject to birth, aging, sickness and passing away. So you can think of skin growing and falling, many cycles. And the more we look through this process, we observe the sense of self. Is it increasing or decreasing? And at the sidelines we keep reflecting on the impermanence of the five aggregates. So the mind starts to drift off into some dramas and stories, and that is being caught on by the stream of craving. Okay, so it's about 5:30, so you can choose to continue the practice or I leave it to your own free time.